Hey, so if you've ever wanted to start speaking French, really speak it, you've got to master one absolutely essential verb first. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're diving into the verb êTRE. Let's jump right in.
So let's start with a big question. How in the world do you build your very first sentence in French? How do you go from knowing basically zero French to actually saying something that makes sense? Well, believe it or not, the answer is way simpler than you might think.
It all comes down to just three. That's right, three super foundational verbs. If you can get these three down, you've basically unlocked the core of the entire language. Okay, so these three verbs are like the pillars of beginner French. And today, we're going to tackle what is arguably the most important one of them all. And here they are, the big three. You've got êTRE, which means to be, avoir, which is to have, and aller, which means to go. And like I said, for this entire explainer, we are laser focused on that very first one, êTRE. All right, it's time to properly meet the star of our show today, the verb êTRE. This little verb is your new best friend. It's how you're going to describe yourself, other people, and, well, pretty much everything around you.
To put it as simply as possible, êTRE just means to be. It's the French equivalent of saying I am, you are, she is. You get the idea. It's all about existence and identity.
Think about it. In English, our verb to be changes, right? We say am, are, or is. Well, guess what? French works pretty much the same way. The form of êTRE changes depending on who you're talking about. So let's see exactly how that works. We're going to start things off nice and easy with the singular forms. That just means we're talking about one person at a time. I, you, he or she. First up, the most important one, I am. In French, you say je suis. Go ahead and try saying it out loud with me. Je suis. Nice. So that pronunciation is je suis, and it means, quite simply, I am. And just like that, you can use it in a sentence. Je suis étudiant. I am a student. Look at that. You're already forming complete thoughts in French. It's that easy.
Okay, what if you want to say you are to a friend or, someone your own age? In that case, you say tu es. And a little tip, that S at the end is totally silent, so it's just tu es.
Pronunciation here is tu es, and this is the key. This is the informal way to say you are. You're going to use this with family, friends, people you're close to. For example, you could tell someone, tu es gentil, which means you are kind. What a great phrase to have in your back pocket, right? All right, let's move on to he is and she is. Now listen closely, because they sound almost identical. Il est, elle est. Hear that? That A sound is what you're listening for.
So let's break it down. For he is, it's il est. For she is, it's a slightly softer elle est. It's a really subtle difference, but it's an important one.
So, let's say you want to describe someone's job. You could say, il est professeur. He is a teacher. See? Not so hard, right?
Okay, you've mastered the singulars. Let's level up and check out the plural forms. This is how we're going to talk about groups of people. We, you, and they.
First, to say we are, the phrase you need is nous sommes. Let's try that one more time. Nous sommes.
The pronunciation for that is nous sommes. And yeah, it's a direct translation of we are.
Okay, pay attention, because this next one is super important. It's vous êtes. Now this one's a little tricky because it actually pulls double duty.
So vou's kind of a two-for-one deal. You use it to speak formally to one person you don't know, like a boss or a shopkeeper, but you also use it to talk to any group of two or more people, even if they're your best friends. It's your formal singular and your everything plural you.
And finally, we have they are. Now French does something interesting here. It actually makes a distinction based on the gender of the group. So you have ils sont and elles sont.
So here's the rule, and it's a really important one. You use ils sont for a group of guys or for a mixed group of guys and girls. Even if there are 99 women and just one man, it's still ils sont. You only, and I mean only, use elles sont if the group is made up of all women. The pronunciation is almost the same. Ils sont and elles sont.
And here it is, the whole shebang. This is the complete picture, the full conjugation of êTRE. Seriously, if you're going to screenshot one slide, this is the one. This is your brand new cheat sheet for describing being in French.
So now we know all these forms. What can we actually do with them? I mean, what's the point? Well, let's start building some real, actual, useful sentences right this second. Let's start with the most basic, most fundamental sentence of all, introducing yourself. You just say, je suis, and then your name. Je suis Jeslyn. How simple and powerful is that?
You can also talk about what you do for a living. Je suis entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur. In one short sentence, you're telling people who you are and what you do.
And of course, you can describe how you're feeling. Je suis fatigué simply means I am tired. This is how you share your state of being, which is the entire point of the verb êtres. It all comes full circle.
Think about this for a second. With just that one phrase, je suis, you can now tell someone your name, your job, and how you feel. That is an incredibly powerful key to have when you're starting out. So I'm going to leave you with this question. You now know how to say I am in French. You have the tools. So what's the first thing you're going to say? Who are you? What do you do? How are you feeling right now? The power to answer that is officially in your hands.